Where did I go wrong? Where, oh, where did I go wrong? It's been, I want to say, over a decade since the old Lawless crew got together. And I'm still thinking about that era, man. It was the time to be alive, right? Everything was just so much simpler back then. Remember when I was just a wee 12-year-old lad, getting home from school, hopping on my old Windows XP, computer fans blaring like a goddamn hurricane, logging on to Roblox, the OG Roblox. A lot of us had to make accounts behind our parents' backs, because we didn't have email addresses. And I'd shoot the shit with my old friend, went by Poopy35. It's a silly username looking back on it, but we were both kids. Lawless wasn't great by any stretch of the imagination, it was just this Roblox show we put together, where it started off with me and Poopy. Me is Charizard29, or Charizard_2, the old alias I used to go by, because I was a big fan of Pokemon. Pokemon was how I got my start into this whole online simulation. First ever Pokemon I ever got was a Charmander. And I was looking up gaming forums, before the internet was this big mainstream thing where we were all connected over Discord and Twitter and Instagram. We all used to just be nerds and gamers seeking each other out, because we weren't the majority. We were all we all had our niche interests, and we were trying to find someone out there who was into the same things and the same games we were into. But lo and behold, Poopy and I had the idea to start Lawless, which was a combination of LOL and Lost. And the premise of the show, me and him arrived on this floating island with a black and blue house. And together we filmed our misadventures. There was one episode where we were bankrupt and had to go to the city and did everything we could to try and make some sort of money to pay off our dues. There was another episode where we were trapped in a cave and had to escape. Another episode where the embodiment of death itself possessed Char, and I went around killing all my friends. It wasn't all just light-hearted trolling and shenanigans. Eventually we decided to include Rob and Auntie into the show, and together we were the original cast. But the show wasn't anything great by all means. We were all kids trying to figure our shit out. We didn't have the capabilities to put on a big production. In fact, like I said, I was recording on an old Windows XP. All the videos, they're pretty much unwatchable. The FPS was maybe 5 frames per second. You're not going to get much out of it. But that was a completely different era, That was the era where lag, I think, wasn't as jarring to us as it is now. Even looking back on how Skype used to be, video chatting your friends. It was always laggy, so it didn't bother us at the time, but still wasn't the best we could have done. And, we were all kids in high school. Eventually we all drifted apart, and we just ended the show. We didn't say goodbye, we didn't do a finale. We had this big idea to start off season 2 with a Lawless Goes Medieval, where we go back in time, and we're all medieval forms of ourselves. I was going to be a Sir William III, this knight who was loyal to King Hobo, the hobo that we just had living outside our house in a fucking garbage can. And the turtles we had in our pool, Billy Bob and Diane, turned them into the ferocious 2-headed turtle dragon. We had all these cool ideas, all these cool concepts that we just never got to execute. It was a passion project of mine. I took care of it like it was my own little child. But it's not my world anymore. But goddamn. What I'd give to go back.
I know I stand in line until you think you have the time to spend an evening with me. And if we go someplace to dance, I know that there's a chance you won't be leaving with me. Then afterwards we drop into a quiet little place and have a drink or two. And then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like I love you.
Now, this right here is where it all started. Lawless. The big beginning. Now, you gotta appreciate the Mario Galaxy music. That was one of my favorite fucking Wii games growing up. I wonder how old this place is exactly. You know, I wonder if I ever established that. How old is this house? Who is the original owner? There's a lot of lore that went into this series that we never got to like execute, but also that we kind of just improv'd on the spot. I mean, this entire episode, as you can tell, is improv. It's me and Poopy essentially recording ourselves role-playing. The Gummy Bear song. Oh my god. Alright, that's how you know this is vintage fucking YouTube. I also left a like on my own video. 13 years ago. Ooh. Lawless Halloween video. The Scythe. Okay, that was the last episode we ever filmed. And I remember, like, this one is better quality-wise because somewhere down the line, we had the idea where I went to Rob's house, and because, like, he had multiple computers in his house, I could just record it there, and we have actual, like, gameplay footage now, right? Look at this. Smooth. Actual movement. It doesn't look like a fucking screenshot presentation. Yeah, I was dressed up as Kenny from South Park, but I only had a blue hood, so it looked a bit out of place. Poopy was Ness. See if I can get a glimpse of the whole cast here. We have Rob as Ezio from Assassin's Creed. Auntie was like some sort of ice elemental. The whole plot of this was like, you know, this scythe, the skeletal scythe keeps summoning dead bodies, skeletons from beneath the house, and they keep fighting us, and we have to come up with some way to get rid of it. The problem is, with this plot line, if I remember right, it got to a point where me and Poopy were trying to figure out how to actually conclude this episode, because Rob was going through this edgy phase and wanted to like isolate himself with the scythe. The scythe. What the fuck am I calling it? A scythe. You know, instead of like going along with our idea, which was to throw it into the pool, and because the pool has been like affected by magic, it'll like disintegrate the scythe. It'll get rid of these like magical properties that keep causing it to come back. It's just like non-stop conflict between us and Rob, trying to get him to go along with putting it in the pool. And what we eventually had to do was have Auntie use a gear that allowed him to swap bodies with Rob. And this right here is Auntie in Rob's body. But, you know, he didn't have the scythe on him when he did the body swap, so it didn't carry over. So Rob was still holding on to it. Eventually, I think Poopy just gave up and dipped. And then rolled the credits. This was like the final conclusion to season 1, right? Season 1 finale. Lawless the Revenge. And in the Revenge, Death takes over Poopy. And because Poopy was like a wizard-based character, you know, he froze over the house, froze Char and Rob, and led them to Death's castle to execute them. During the execution, Poopy was able to break free from the influence of death. And this scene right here, this here is Death Castle. We had blue faces because we were frozen. We had frostbite. This is Poopy under the influence of death. So they had this epic battle at the Lawless house, which this scene takes place inside Poopy's head. Right here is when Poopy lands the finishing blow on Death, which was played by Rob at the time. And this was going to lead into season 2. Kicking season 2 off is Lawless Goes Medieval, which tragically never happened. Well, let's say that's enough reminiscing for now. I ought to head to bed. Yeah. Good night. I don't know if anyone is still checking this channel, but I appreciate you looking back on the past with me.
I think of these thoughts as limitless light, exposing, closing, circuitry to fight. Think of each moment, holding this breath as death, minute and decimal.
Resident miner, how do you bleed? Will need your testimony, understand? Solemnly swear to terrible truth, so help me, son. Now raise your right hand. Father, your honor, may I explain? My brain has claimed its glory over me. I've a good heart, albeit insane.
Welcome back, John. Finish what you started.
Where am I? Oh, my head. That was the weirdest fucking nightmare I've had in a hot minute. I think I'm gonna head to medical and call in sick today. Because I need to sleep off whatever the hell just happened to me. I wasn't even drinking that much, man. Just had a couple beers. Fuck. Oh my god. What the hell happened to my hands? I'm not still dreaming, am I? Fuck. Well, this is definitely Char's bed. But everything looks so new. None of this feels right. Like, look at this view outside the window. Beautiful orange sunset. Trees and mountains in the distance. That tool shed. You can see the turtles from here. It's real fucking pretty, but I didn't make this when I was 12. There's no way. I guess that's Char's hat. The Age of Exploration, which is actually a limited item on Roblox now. You can't buy it, which is kind of crazy. Maybe that's a sign I'm getting old. Well, this is Poopy's bed. Is anyone here? Yeah, I don't think Steven's woken up in this world as a fucking blocky Lego type character like I am. Fucking Robloxian. I wish Steven was here. Maybe he could at least make a little bit of sense of what the hell is going on here. Oh, those are some old photographs from, this one's from Lawless in a Cave. That's the Revenge. Both of these are from the Revenge, actually. Has someone been living here? Look. What's this room? Since when did we have a bathroom? Fucking medicine cabinets on the floor. I'll have to mount that up on the wall later. An actual toilet and a tub and a sink. We never had this in the original house. In fact, it used to be like an inside joke of ours that we went to go fucking piss in the pool. Like, where else can we go piss? Where else can we shower? Only source of running water we had was that fucking swimming pool. And now we have a fucking sink. Is that a Guitar Hero controller? Oh my god, I miss those days, man. Any evening I had free after school, I'd hop on my old fucking PlayStation 2 and just pick up Guitar Hero. You know, Social Distortion, Kiss, Poison, all the fucking greats. Guitar Hero introduced me to like a good chunk of my musical taste now. Especially anything rock related. It looks like the helicopter from episode 1. What's that still doing here? So we have a balcony now. Well, we've always had a balcony, but there was never anything on it. We have a telescope. This isn't a bad spot to smoke, actually. Turn on some tunes. Gaze out into the horizon. I could get used to this. This is real pretty. Biloxi Cola vending machine. Oh my god. It's Bones. That was the fist poop he had on his head in fucking Lawless in a Cave. They have that in an actual fucking goldfish bowl. I feel like you need more room than that. What about food? How are you surviving in there? Okay, someone's got to be taking care of this house. The hobo. I feel like this staircase was not here. Right? It's, maybe I'm just hallucinating things. Oh, this is an old Lawless poster I made. 2011 to 2014. It really is crazy to think that was over a fucking decade ago. Me, Rob, Poopy, and Auntie. If Lawless is a typo, why did I just spell it right? See, I was patting myself on the back for that one. Oh my god, it's a fucking Wii. I haven't played that in over a decade either. We gotta throw on Mario Galaxy. Or Wii Sports. Fucking Super Paper Mario. That's a game I want to replay. Wonder if I can get the TV working. Some coffee. I can see the steam radiating from it. Looks so good. An almost fully eaten pizza box. Okay, someone has been living here. This house is way too nice. Oh my god. It's you. The hobo. What the hell?
Well, tickle me pink. This is the first time anyone stopped by this house in over a decade.
I'm just stunned. I am completely fucking stunned right now. I never thought I'd see you in person. And here you are.
Hold on a second. Dressed all in black, parading around here like you own the place. That Yankee radio voice. Char. Long time no see, pal. Welcome back. You're not trying to collect interest on that $5 you loaned me, right?
Keep that shit, man. You're living in a fucking trash can. Alright, I don't need it. I get a nice 10K bonus when I join the Navy. But money aside, look, I'm not Char. I realistically haven't been in a long time. And I'm not from this world. My name's William. How is any of this even possible? How are you talking to me right now?
You haven't been drinking too many drops of that witch's brew, have you? You're talking all sorts of crazy, Char. This is our home. This has always been our home. Nice of you to visit, though, geez. I figured that piranha Poopy insisted on keeping made minced meat of you.
No, you're not fucking listening to me. Char is a character I came up with on Roblox when I was a fucking 9-year-old. You're literally just a free model I grabbed and put in front of the house for comedic effect. Like, this conversation we're having should not be possible. I need to figure out how to get home before I get the fucking Master-at-Arms looking into me being AWOL. How do I get out of here?
Well, Char, you left me out here so long, I started to think the rats were the only family I had left. Home's not always where you want to be. It's where you belong. And you belong right here.
Seek the